Today we have had the graduation of the PP2s who are graduating into grade 1. Then we had also the Thanksgiving and also praying for our candidates who are the class 8s. This is the second last class 8. And then we also have the grade 6 who are the CBC, who are under the system of the CBC. And we are also having a preparation because of the CBC. We are having a preparation for a junior secondary school. We have already registered for a junior secondary school in the school. And what I'm encouraging, as an educationist, I really appreciate the government of Kenya for having thought of the transition from the 844 to the CBC. I have transacted through the 3 education systems that have been Kenya. I have seen the CPE, I've seen the KCPE, and I've also been through the 844. And also this time we have just put in the CBC. I want to say, as an educationist, and from my vast experience in the education sector, I want to say that the government of Kenya, this is the way to go. Under whatever circumstances, we may be having a few challenges here and there. But even this morning in Westway School, we have seen the real talents of children. Children who can do things on their own. And this is the way to go if we have to build a country. And we are always being told by our president that we have to take care of our youth. And the youth, the kind of education they are being given in the CBC, this will bring the youth to be very self-reliant. We are always talking about youth going out of the white-collar jobs in the offices. And I can assure you, as an educationist, this is the way to go. We shall find our youth, the things that are happening here, and the youth are participating, the young children are participating as far as CBC is concerned, is something that even before the youth becomes a youth, the children already know so much. They know how to go to the farm, they know how to feed the chicken, they know how to medicate the chicken, they know how to bake cakes, they know how to fry meat, everything just under the safe syllabus of the CBC. So I'm encouraging. I know here and there parents have complained, but this is also an engagement. I have talked to my parents today and I have advised them. This is the CBC and makes the children to engage the parents at home. So we understand that some parents do the homework for the children. That is not the way to go, young parents. Give time to your children. You know, you are hurrying off to go somewhere else and you're leaving the child maybe, and you want to do the homework and the child completes before you leave for wherever you want to go. But I advise the young parents, and I have told them in my school today, parenting is a full-time job. And when you give birth to a child, be ready to parent that child. And those are some of the challenges we are having in the CBC because the parents seem to be over-involved. And that is the way to go with your children. When you get over-involved with your children, you learn about their personalities, their character development. You know whether they are hating the school or they are understanding the teachers, and that is the way to go. So I am advocating that CBC is the system that should remain in Kenya, and I want to thank His Excellency the President for having made a task force to go all around taking views of the 190 all over the country. And I am confident, even if there may be a few changes, the main system of the CBC should remain, because as educationists we have seen this is the way to go. We want people to understand that the transition, even in age-wise, of these children who are in grade 6, they are around 11 years, and I would advocate, if possible, if they can remain for grade 7, 8, and 9 before they move to join the other grown-ups in the high schools. It is very important because at this stage, psychologically, the child is developing. And I can say with confidence as a psychological counselor that the children are developing. This is when the girl is discovering I am a girl. This is when a boy is discovering I am a boy. And the transition must be very smooth. So giving a child an alternative environment, this may affect the child generally because we are really taking care of them in the primary schools and making sure they sit properly from the youthful. We can say even the girl child. Some of them are starting their menses, and let me tell you, if the child is taken to a new environment all the same, the child might get confused. So I'm encouraging, as much as the other high schools, government high schools will be accepting some children, I advocate that children should remain in the schools until their age. They'll be around 13 when they are able to go to the high schools after grade 9. So I advocate that all the junior schools should remain in the primary schools because the teachers know them very well and they are able to transit them very easily. In this school, we have advocated having small classes. So our highest class has 30 students and most of the others are 20. And when it comes to that, actually the government advises you to go and be housed in another primary school, which we have agreed. We have about 20 candidates in grade 8, standard 8, and 20 candidates in grade 6. And those are the ones we want to, if possible, the grade 6. I'm very, very passionate about this young child who is supposed to transit into the high school. And we have already built our classes in this school. Now we are doing the lab because I know there's a lot of, the labs will just be made like high school labs where the children will be able to do the experiments. We have already studied the syllabus and we are very conversant with it. Whatever is going to be in grade 6, in grade 7, and we are very ready to do whatever the syllabus calls us to do.
My name is Hope Mwanake and I am a parent at Westway School. I have a daughter at grade 1 and I have 2 younger children, so hopefully next year they'll join school. Personally, I think CBC is a good program. I have seen my daughter grow. I've seen her experience things hands-on, and I think that's the whole idea of this program. But my concern is the expenses of this program. So if there's a way that the government can find a way to absorb some of the CBC costs, then I think it would be a great program. I think it would be a good idea if the current school that they're in has got the facilities for them to continue to junior high. I mean, why not? For me as a parent, it's easier for me. I live in Gilgil and I would want my child to be closer to me at that age. I think if they transition to the normal high schools with the older children, some might peak, some might not peak. They might have a challenge in blending in and knowing, the ways of how things work. But if they stay here a little longer and then they join the high schools like normally, like the normal age, I think it's a good idea. If the school has got a capacity, why not? For me as a parent, I'll say that.
My name is Faith Wanjiru Nderito. I'm a parent here and I have 2 daughters here, one in baby class, the other one is in grade 3. They have been here progressively, so we have seen what the CBC has done. So they are very, my daughter in grade 3 is very eloquent and she's very brave. She can be able to stand on a very big platform and be able to, for example, make a poem or something. And the other one in baby is also very confident. She can be able to talk fluently and you can see what the school has done. It has molded them. It has molded their characters. So Westway School Gilgil is doing a good job for the kids and it's doing a good job in implementing the CBC. So far so good with the CBC here. The transition for what I think and what my take is, they should remain in their primary schools. For example, here at Westway School, we can see they have constructed buildings for the same. And I think it would be easier because they had the class 8 and they had the class 7. So it is just easier to transition here than move to high school. Because what I think about the high schools, they have to do new dorms and they have to do new classes for the juniors who are coming, which I'm not very sure whether the government have done that. So it will take time. So if they can remain here until such a time that the government is ready in the high schools, then we think that remaining here would be the good idea for now.
Yes, my name is Brian Munga, Parental Westway Primary School in Gilgil. The term of 844 to CBC, it has been quite hectic, but I can say it's a good thing. One. Two, there is one-on-one parent to kid, one-on-one teachers to kid also, because I really get that connection. Even from teacher to parent, nowadays it's high. By the end of the evening, you have to work with your kid, and then the following morning, the kid will face the teacher will face you in the evening. So it has been a great journey, I can say so. The challenges, I can say it's the pocket-wise. Pocket-wise, it's a bit costly. It's not like for 844. 844 you can borrow books anywhere. You can buy any book anywhere. Nowadays you have to be specific on what you got to pick on the market. I can say pocket-wise, it is not friendly, but in an investment, you have to invest more to get more. I can say in high school, it needs someone who's fully developed to transit to that age of high school. And, getting a 15, 13 years old into high school, I rather prefer they stay in the remaining school. If it's a teacher, then the primary schools can now take that initiative to employ more teachers to curb for that gap that is there. Yeah. So that I think that will be better than taking my kid all the way to Kakamega so that apart that specific education for higher in primary school.